I just had a flash of a memory of something with my mother from when I was young, and I might have said in the past when I do these stories was yeah, the parents were from well, my mother was from France, but she was genetically Ukrainian and a little bit Czech. And so, anyway, most of the Ukrainians have a second kitchen. They have like a finished basement. So, when they bought the house, it was a two family, brick. And I better lower the TV. It just got really loud. I don't know why. I have the news on. Okay, so it didn't have a finished basement, but it had a big basement with a garage. And the basement, wasn't even that deep. Like, it had like a lot of windows, and the windows were, well, anyway, I'm trying to describe it. So, my father, like, finished the basement off. It was like he had a workshop. There was a, nice functional kitchen, and, like a living room. It was probably more like a family room. It was, casual, but as long as it wasn't really cold. And my father also put a half bath in the basement. So we were down there a lot, and like most Polish and Ukrainian people do that. So I'm remembering my mother had like these old pots and pans and things that her mother used when they lived in Europe, when they lived in France. And I guess when my mother came over first alone as a 15-year-old, and then I don't know, a year or two later, her parents came over. So they brought, like, I guess their pots and pans. I don't know what, maybe they didn't have a lot of stuff that they could bring, and they just wanted to bring things. So my mother had this old, like, aluminum pot with a long handle that she used for deep frying, and she very rarely fried anything, let alone deep frying. And it had like this basket with a handle that went inside of it, like a deep fryer. Like in the fast food places, they have a rectangular one, but this was round. And so I remember once in a blue moon, she would peel potatoes. They kept the potatoes and the onions in the basement in this like dark, cool place in this big cardboard box, and it was next to the water softener, and it was also near the meter for like the water and the gas in the basement. So every now and then she would like get a bunch of potatoes, peel them, and then like cut them up by hand into French fries and deep fry them in the basket that was from Europe, that went in the pot that was from Europe. And I had kind of forgotten about it. I don't know, for some reason, it just popped into my head out of the blue. I wasn't even thinking of French fries or fried food or whatever. It just popped into my head. And when things like that happen, I want to like write them down and record them, because I'm going to call my sister when I'm done with this recording. When I have like things pop into my head out of the blue, there's usually a significance behind it. So I have to, she's going to be 90 years old in March. She's had like all these problems for years. Can't believe she's still alive. I don't mean that in a bad way. I was going to say something else. But it's funny, I just kind of forgot about the French fries, and then I just remembered it. And, I don't know, I have to call my sister up. My mother knows that I've been ill, but she doesn't know the extent. And it's just as well, because things are rolling along, and, if anything else bad happens to me down the road, she might not even be alive to know it. So, better that she doesn't know much right now, anyway. But for some reason, I don't know why, that whole French fry, homemade, with that weird little basket thing. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I know it's like kind of not exciting, and it's kind of like a rambling thing. these little things that I do, it's almost like a diary for me. Where like I might forget about things and then kind of go back and listen, you know. But yeah, I think everyone that has older parents, they have like these funny little memories of when their parents were younger or if their parents passed away. They remember like things that are kind of, unique to, like their household or their family, you know. Just these odd little quirks and peculiarities that went on. Like each family has its own little tradition. So, everybody, have a great evening, and I hope everyone listening has a fond recollection of their parents, whether they're dead or living. All right, good night.